So where are my coffee drinkers at in here? Cool.
Hey.
So you guys are already energetic, like caffeinated,
Yes.
energetic.
Oh,
Shot me down if you like
yes.
something I say. First, I like sports, so we're gonna go right into it. I'm gonna talk about it. First thing I want to talk about just briefly is the GOAT. Now, not a GOAT, the GOAT, which is an acronym, the greatest of all time. And one of the greatest athletes of all time. 6-time NBA champion, never defeated in the finals, won so many different types of awards all throughout his career. He even saved the Looney Tunes.
Yes.
Alien invasion of time. Talking about
Michael
Michael
Jordan.
Jordan.
Yes.
So, Michael Jordan, in the peak of his career, said, I've missed over 9,000 shots. I've lost almost 300 games. 26 times I have been entrusted to take the game-winning shot and missed. I have failed over and over and over again, and that is why I succeed. Now, for me, I'm thinking, that's a lot of failure. How can you be successful having that much failure? You would think if you were truly successful, you would not have missed any shots. You would have won every game. If you had to take a game-winning shot, you would have made it. But he didn't. He lost. He had a lot of failure, but his failure led to his success because he didn't allow himself to be defined by his failures. He moved on from it, and he got through it. And because he was successful, his teammates were successful. Now, I think in the Bible, one of the greatest stories of triumph is a story of loss. Now, an innocent man died for me. He lost his life, but he won mine. He lost his life, but he won yours. So no matter what you're struggling with, whatever it looks like, if you feel like you're losing, if you feel like you're defeated, there's hope in that.
That's great.
You're not defined by your failures, you're not defined by your struggles. You're not defined by what you're going through. You're defined by the God that brought you through all that. So if you have your Bibles, we're going to turn to Psalms 23. If you're taking notes, I'm going to title this message, Success in Failure, Winning from Losing. So in Psalms 23, verse 4, it says, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. Now there's a couple words I want to point out. First word is walk. Second word is valley. Third word, shadow. First word, walk. It is an action verb. It's a verb. Action word. So we're walking through something. We're not staying in one place. Earlier in that chapter, it says that we're finding rest in the green pastures. So there, we're staying in one place. In the valley, we're walking through something. And at the end of the chapter, it says that God is preparing a table for us. So the valley is a transitional period. We're not meant to stay in the valley. We're meant to get through it. Now, the second word, valley. A valley is a fertile place of land. It is surrounded by usually a natural barrier, whether it's mountains or hills. A valley is low. It is easy to traverse as opposed to going uphill or going up a mountain. So the valley is not a bad place to be in. What makes the valley bad is the shadow. Now, where do the shadows come from? The shadows come from the mountains that surround it. So what I want to talk about right now is the mountains that are in your life. What are those mountains that are surrounding your valley? Because again, the valley is not a bad place to be. It's full of provision. It's full of life. There's abundance there.
That's great.
It's going up the mountains or going through the mountains that are the challenges.
That's great.
And in order for there to be a shadow over this valley, there has to be some type of light source. Now this light source is obstructed by the mountains. It's on the other side. So it's shining through these mountains. The mountains are casting shadow over this. So whatever that is in your life, if it's depression, if it's anxiety, if it's finance, if you don't know your calling, maybe those are the mountains that are casting that shadow over you. And walking through that valley, if you would just close your eyes for a second. Picture yourself in this valley. Now walking through this valley. You can see some type of light. It's visible, but the mountains are surrounding you. You feel alone. You feel scared. But I want you to realize that eventually that light is going to rise. That sun is going to rise over those mountains. The light cannot be hidden forever. So there's hope, but you have to keep walking. You have to keep moving forward. And the last couple points I want to make to you guys, that a shadow cannot actually harm you. If I had a sword and I was trying to stab you with the sword, the shadow of that sword could not cause you any harm. So the shadows in themselves are not something that we should be afraid of. We cannot fear the shadows. We have to keep moving forward. We have to realize that whatever the circumstance is, the sun is going to rise. There is hope. And we have to keep moving forward. The shadows, the shadow of death has already been defeated. Again, I mentioned that earlier. An innocent man lost his life to defeat those shadows of death. They have no control over us. Keep moving forward. There is hope.